Hello and welcome to episode 67 of Mo Money, the investing economics show for millennials by a millennial, where our goal is to educate, entertain, and empower a new generation of investors. I am the host of the greatest financial show on YouTube, MC Mo. Let's get to the money. Now, last episode we spoke about Trump's tariffs and why they would be bad for the country. This week he spouted off more tweets, this time about the trade deficit. In particular, he spoke about our deficit with Japan and the European Union. But of course, Trump has spoken about the deficit with China in the past. In Trump's view of trade, deficits are bad. He views trade as a zero-sum game. If you have a deficit, you are the loser who's getting taken advantage of. Now, a trade deficit is simple. A deficit is when one country imports more goods from another country than they export to that country. For example, in 2017, the USA imported $506 billion worth of Chinese imports, while we exported only $130 billion of American exports to China, leaving us with a $375 billion deficit. Trump is now saying that he is going to make a deal with these countries in order to lower our trade deficits. So this episode of Mo Money, we will answer the question: trade deficits, are they a negative or are they a positive thing? Well, first let's start off with some of the negative effects of a trade deficit. Trump is kinda, sorta, not really right when he says that our trade deficits are causing millions of jobs to be shipped overseas. If you are importing more than you're exporting, that means goods that used to be manufactured in your country are now being predominantly brought in from other countries. So those who manufacture those goods lost their job. Manufacturers of cars, steel, clothes, all have seen their jobs shipped off to other countries. But the thing is, we have had an overall deficit for decades, but at the same time, our overall exports have been increasing, but also our imports. Most importantly, we have been losing certain jobs, but we still have an overall low level of unemployment. Another negative effect is when a country has a deficit, it means that they are spending more money than they are receiving. So they borrow money from other countries and institutions in order to keep this spending spree going. Americans spend more on these imported goods than they save in the bank. So since there is a shortage of money in savings for American banks to loan to the government, companies, individuals, etc., they must borrow that money from other countries. This is all fine for a large country like the USA, but if something goes wrong and a country is unable to pay back the other countries, there's going to be problems. Now, here are the positive effects of a trade deficit. The first is the most obvious, that it means we have access to more cheap goods due to competition. Sure, it's nice to buy made in the USA products, but they're more expensive. Exporting those jobs Americans don't want to do is a positive effect. In the words of Dave Chappelle, I want to wear Nikes, I don't want to make those things. Stop trying to give us Chinese jobs. Even with a growing trade deficit, the U.S. unemployment keeps shrinking, and history shows that a trade deficit coincides with an expanding and prospering economy. Our citizens are richer. They're buying more goods than we are producing. Thus, we have to import some to meet demand. The more dollars that are being spent means the more foreign institutions have of these dollars. So either they can convert the dollars into their home currency and make that currency more expensive, meaning their export products will be more expensive and less attractive, or they could spend those dollars investing them in the United States in things like stocks, bonds, real estate, etc. Cheaper goods, better jobs, and more foreign investment, these are the very positive parts of a trade deficit. Now here's the bottom line. Our trade deficit is not an immediate or even a near future concern. Our economy has shifted into a service economy. We provide services like financial jobs, IT jobs, travel and tourism. We do not manufacture goods, at least like we used to. And that is not a bad thing. The jobs that we have now are better. They pay better, which is good for Americans. They do not need to be stuck in a factory 10 hours a day. But even so, it is more automation than our trade deficit that is causing jobs to disappear. Even before NAFTA was signed, manufacturing jobs were experiencing a heavy decline for over 2 decades. The issue is not the elimination of deficits. The solution is not creating better trade deals. The solution is not imposing tariffs on other countries' imports. The most important thing for Trump to focus on is for the United States to make sure that we have the most honest and open free markets with all of our trading partners. If we can ensure that, then the free market will take care of the rest. Free trade demands equilibrium, so capital, services, goods, etc. all flow freely and effectively, causing a positive environment for all countries that are participating. Unfortunately, that is easier said than done, but for now, that should be the goal as opposed to Trump's lunatic, let's bring back jobs nobody wants policy. Thank you so much for watching another episode. You can find new and classic episodes of Mo Money right here on YouTube. For now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, like me on Facebook, check out themomoneyshow.com.
Mo Money, signing out.